Star Trek The Next Generation's Michael Dorn tells us what it's like to be the angriest sci-fi character ever. Plus, Will O'Neill and John Walsh give our Blur Effect a serious workout at the Adult Video News Convention. And Chris Gore will tell us exactly which DVDs are shelf-worthy and which ones are trash-worthy. And now, it's the show with the best notes in biology class. It's Attack of the Show!
Pick up on this.
Pistol fingers, Will. Whip them out.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a tag of the show. Happy Tuesday, Will.
Yes, happy Tuesday to you.
Thank
Kevin.
you, sir. You have a good weekend?
I had a good weekend. Yeah.
Nice.
How about you? I hear you had a good one.
I had a great one. Partied up, saw some art at the old Mocha,
Nice,
Geffen
nice.
Contemporary, an exhibit called Ecstasy.
Okay,
Very nice.
Okay, so now you're trying to pretend like you're a cultured person now.
I accidentally wandered into
Yeah,
it. I thought I was
exactly.
going to a shabu-shabu place.
That's
no
what I
meat
thought.
inside.
Exactly.
But good weekend. And Jimmy the Geek, man.
Yes.
Seriously.
That guy's on fire.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a member of the betting public, but, I mean, if you took his advice, man, he was spot on. The two upset wins,
amazing.
both predicted here first on Friday.
Yes.
Or Thursday, rather, when I spoke with Jimmy. He called both the Pittsburgh over Indianapolis.
Yep.
Spot on there.
But
and
Pittsburgh almost lost that one, though.
It doesn't matter.
They
A W is a W, my friend.
That's true. That's
I know my
what they
football.
tell me.
Okay.
Exactly.
And Carolina over the Bears. He got
Yes,
that
exactly.
one as well.
Yep, and we're also excited because one of your big favorite people, Michael Dorn, is here.
Michael Dorn, yes.
And you know who he is?
Worf.
From Star Trek: The Next Generation, Deep
I've been
Space
told.
Nine. Pretty
I've been told.
exciting.
Yes.
Yep. So you know, it's going to be a good time, and viewers are encouraged to call in and chat with them later.
I would encourage them to do so, yes. I'd say if you have a telephone and you know how to operate it,
Yep.
get your parents' permission if need be, dial it and talk to Michael Dorn.
But only say nice things because he may want to go kick somebody's ass.
He flies fighter pilots. He could probably drop a bomb
And he's
on your
8 feet
house.
tall.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, here's Sarah with cool stuff to cram into your head.
Let's get this party started right with the feed. But the 63rd annual Golden Globes were handed out last night, and the only real surprise was the revelation that Paul Newman is in fact still alive. Brokeback Mountain took home Best Picture, with director Ang Lee snagging the Best Director Globe. Reese Witherspoon won Best Actress for Walk the Line, and in TV, Lost won for Best TV Drama, beating out the likes of Commander-in-Chief and Grey's Anatomy. More interestingly, though, if you count the words in every sentence of Lost creator Damon Lindelof's speech, you get 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42. Dude, what do you think it could mean? Now, amidst all the Golden Globe-ness this weekend, Fox's hit series 24 kicked off its 5th season. Now, what's the plotline this time? Let's let the official press release answer that question. Who would have thought this premise would run out of steam? Certainly not me. The American Civil Liberties Union announced that it's filed a lawsuit against the National Security Agency and, by extension, George Bush for what they call unconstitutional and illegal wiretapping. You know, ACLU Santa Claus also sees when you're sleepy, knows when you're awake, and he's just as likely to be brought to task by a court. Just throwing it out there. Speaking of lawsuits, Fantasy Baseball League CBC is suing Major League Baseball. Now, the CBC claims that the league is attempting to make player stats their sole intellectual property, meaning that fantasy leagues would have to pay copyright fees just to use them. The CBC says this information is public domain. So yeah, guys, let's boil baseball down to its thrilling essence, numbers. I guess this is for people who find actual baseball games too much of an emotional roller coaster. A Firefly fan site called BrowncoatsRiseAgain.com has a plan to bring the series back to television. Rally 500,000 Firefly fans and get them each to donate $25, and presto, you've got yourself a new series. Genius! The only catch, though, there's still no tangible evidence that this Firefly fan base even exists. Didn't the parking meters outside the movie theater outgrow Serenity? Give it up. Now, in Hey, check this out news, a high-res patch is available for Half-Life 2. This means pretty pictures on your computer. Take a look. It does wonders for both girls and random gas tanks. Pretty nice. We'll have links on our blog. Don't panic. And finally, Marvel Comics has announced that they've set a date for a royal wedding. Black Panther and X-Men member Storm are set to wed this summer. Happy couple are registered at Bed Bath and Secret Hideout. On the downside, now they can only hang out with other married superhero couples. Oh man, we're having dinner with Reed and Sue Richards again. And that's the feed. Thanks for having me.
Love that feed, Will.
Yes, it was good. It was good.
I don't know. I feel a little rusty. That whole 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Ouch.
speaking of movies,
Shake it off.
Speaking of movies, Golden Globes are huge. But when I was at the AVN, I saw a movie that, Kevin, you're going to just go nuts for. It's called Pirates.
I know about Pirates.
You know
Pirates of the
about
Caribbean.
No?
Well, no, not this one. This is a big budget special effects adult movie.
It's a porno with
Yes,
a
it
budget.
is. With a $10 million budget. It's fantastic.
That's not
yes.
Keira Knightley at all.
No, it is not.
wish it was.
No, but the thing about this one that's cool though is like in the age of like cheap webcam, porn, the stuff that you make.
Yeah,
This
amateur fetish.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's like think like Pirates of the Caribbean, Master and Commander meets Boogie Nights. It's awesome.
But listen, who needs? Hasn't the evolution of porn taught us we don't need a story in our porn films?
Well,
Do we really care?
I don't even want a story.
Like, I know Will's all into having sword fighting in his films, but like, I don't
gotta love
care.
that.
I just want to see.
Exactly.
I just want to see the actual scenes. I don't care about the battles in between. And
No,
and
but
I don't even really care about the foreplay either.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
You just want to get right, just cut right to the chase.
I mean, let's be honest.
That's a champ, is what that
Why
is.
are
I'm
we
telling you.
watching?
But the big thing,
She's like the fantasy girl for everybody who's watching the
pretty
show
much,
right now.
pretty much.
I'm
Okay, now the thing about this movie that's great is it's in like high definition DVD.
Now that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I mean, the adult entertainment industry is always the first to adopt new
Yes,
technology.
yes.
I don't
Early
know.
adopters, Laserdisc,
Yeah.
beta,
Beta,
VHS.
DVD.
Think about what
etc.
we're talking about, though.
Yeah,
Porn in
we're-
high
we're-
def.
we're
I
thinking
think
about
there's
it.
some things that just actually shouldn't be seen in high def.
Really?
You know?
Like what?
Oh my
What was that last
I
thing?
just threw up.
Okay,
you can't see
Every
it, but-
crack and every crevice in high def. I'm sold.
I've been 3/4 away around the block, but I'm not even sure what that was.
Yeah.
I know what it was.
All right, we're taking your calls for Star Trek The Next
Yes.
Generation star Michael Dorn. Ask him if revenge is indeed a dish that is best served cold. The number is 800-839-7880, and of course you can email us through our web form at attackoftheshow.com/askus. And finally, you can chat with us in our IRC chat room too. Just go to chat.g4tv.com. Now, coming up after the break, Star Trek's Michael Dorn tells us how to best dismember a Ferengi. That's right, after this.
Attack of the show, baby. Attack. Attack of the show. Attack.
You probably recognize Michael Dorn from one of the 12 television seasons or 5 feature-length Star Trek films he's been in. He has, in fact, been in more hours of Star Trek than any other Star Trek actor ever. He also takes a Klingon pain stick like a man.
The battle is mine. I crave only the blood of the enemy. The bile of the vanquished flows over my hands.
Michael, I've been practicing a little Klingon, and I wanted to say to you, Heglu Makak Jajavam.
Yes, it is a good day to die.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, I got that wrong.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you really don't
It's
want to
not a
say
good day
that.
to die, but it's good to-
no,
it's good
you
day
don't
to
want to say
have
that
you.
among people.
Shoot, I was practicing all day. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
so much
Good
for
to be
being
here.
here.
My
Now,
pleasure.
as a main Klingon character on Star Trek: The Next Generation, is it true that they almost didn't even have a Klingon be part of the
Yes.
main ensemble cast?
Yes, it was that's very true. In fact, they had the cast had already been together, already been cast. In fact, they'd been working for like a couple of weeks.
They're a tight-knit group.
Oh, they were a tight-knit group and everything. And then at the last minute, Gene Roddenberry, who created all the Star Trek series,
Sure.
said, you know what, he was tired of getting a lot of grief from the fans, from people saying, what about the Klingons? Are the Klingons going to be this? Are the Klingons be... And so he said, things change. Let's have a Klingon on the bridge. And that's when they called me. And it was like last minute. I did about 4 interviews with about, maybe 85 guys, and that's how it happened.
Now, did you prepare for the Klingon character in your auditions? Did you do anything special to stand out?
Yeah, well, I was a fan of the original show, so I knew what a Klingon was.
Sure.
And so one of the things that I learned in acting classes and everything is that when you walk on the set, when you walk in the studio, you are that person.
Right.
And so
Even if you're in the waiting room getting the water.
Hey, I walked up to the lady, the secretary, and said, "Excuse me, is there a place I can be by myself?" And she goes, "Yes, sir, right over there. Thank you." And I went into the room.
He's a strange fellow.
He's a strange guy. And
Yeah.
I walked into the room for the audition, and I saw these guys there that I knew, Gene Roddenberry and Bob Justman. And I'm like, these are like icons.
So you
Very-
figured just
very
stay
cool.
in character, stay
Very
Klingon,
cool.
and
Yes,
clearly it worked
hi,
out
Michael
for you.
Dorn. Nice to meet you. Yes, thank you very much.
And,
Goodbye.
and they're like, that's our Klingon.
That's the guy.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Now, are you, I mean, people watch The Next Generation now on our channel too, but, you know, they've been watching The Next Generation over and over for years. Are you one of those people? Do you know what it's like to kind of, it's like Seinfeld for me,
Oh.
you know, just over and over. I love this episode.
Oh, sure. Oh, God, Seinfeld and also Law and Order. Marina Sirtis and I don't know if she's ever done a show, but she and I watch that show like religiously, you know, and so we get what it is. We get what that is. Yeah.
What do you think it is about The Next Generation that, I mean, there's like a Star Trek convention every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, are you, how much time are you putting in at conventions, if any, at this point?
Usually it's a weekend, and
Yeah.
back about 2 years after we started, it was about every weekend we go someplace.
Wow.
Every weekend. But now I do about 3 or 4 a year. The really cool places.
The really cool
you know,
ones,
like
yeah.
Italy and London and all these places around Germany.
Yeah.
But
Bakersfield, I think I might skip that convention
Nah,
this
they
year.
get Sacramento, nice place.
Venice,
Don't want to go.
see
yeah.
you there.
Yeah.
Obviously, being a Klingon, you must have had, I mean, how many hours of makeup did you have to go through to get that look?
It started out to be 2.5 hours.
Right.
And then they got it down over the years. The 4th season was the best season because it got it down to about an hour and a half.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, that's pretty good. Although, is it true that having all that makeup put on you over such a long period of time did some damage?
Oh yeah. Well, initially after the 2nd season, I went into the producer. I said, "Guys, look, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's
I
killing me."
love the show
Yeah.
and I love the people and I love the character, but my skin is going to be scarred, and I got to think about what's going to happen after, after the show's over.
Because it's not like it's just a little concealer and a little powder.
No,
I mean, we're
God,
talking
it's
prosthetics.
spirit gum, which is glue, which is airplane glue almost, you know, and that on your skin for 12 hours and 14 hours, it started to scar, started to do all kinds of crazy stuff, and
Wow.
so. But they changed it, thank God, you know.
That's
and,
good.
yeah.
The miracles of modern makeup.
Well, the miracles of saying, you know, okay, we don't want to lose this character, so
Yeah.
why don't we change it, you
Right,
know?
right.
Because
Perhaps no more airplane glue.
yeah,
Let's
but-
find another alternative.
Well, you know, they had been using the same makeup process for 70 years. I mean, since 1920s. In fact, Mike Westmore, who did all the makeup, his family basically started all that stuff, and so
Right.
they had to change, you know, unless they, you know, wanted to destroy somebody's face, and they didn't want to do that.
Of course not.
They're thinking of lawsuits down the line.
Right.
That's what they were
don't
thinking about.
want a lawsuit.
No,
Speaking of airplanes,
Yes.
you are a jet pilot?
Yes, I am.
I mean, we're not talking like little dingy jets.
No,
we're
we're
talking like
talking about
military jets.
ex-military
How did you
jets.
get involved in that?
In '92, they invited me out to El Centro, California, to fly with the Blue Angels. And I had already started flying and getting my little private license, and that's when I started saying, oh, you know what, I could own one of these airplanes because they're
Wow.
around. And so I got in the business. And besides owning these airplanes, they invited me to all these air shows and Air Force bases and Navy bases all over the country. And I've flown in some wild stuff. I've flown with the Blue Angels and the
That's so
Thunderbirds and gone off an aircraft carrier and an F-18.
You ever had a really hairy situation up in the air?
Oh, a few times.
A few times?
Yeah.
You're pro.
Hey,
You're not worried
didn't
about
bother
it.
me.
You're
You know,
a pilot. Pilots are
I'd
cool.
land, I go, hey guys, it's no big deal, and I'd go and get drunk, you know.
It's just air.
It's
not
just
the, the same
no
laws
problem.
up
They're
here.
like, you know.
Michael, we are live.
Sorry,
kidding.
no, I don't really drink. It's-
One question I've got to ask you, and I want you to be honest with me. Is there going to be another Next Gen movie?
My opinion, which is solely my opinion, is yes, there will be.
Yeah?
Yeah, after the last one, everybody speculated, oh, that's it, it's over, it's
Sure.
done with. But whatever, Star Trek makes money for these people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing they're not going to do is get rid of money. So I think there will be another one. And it may take a couple of years, but it definitely is going to happen.
Well, that's good news. Very good news from someone who should know.
Well, hopefully it'll be a Worf story, you know, where Worf saves the galaxy and gets the cute chick.
I'm sure it will be.
But,
Sure it will be, Michael.
I hope so.
Cute chick. Cute Klingon.
Cute Klingon, yes.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
And we will look for your starring role in the Klingons. I don't know. We'll have to think of a really creative
That'd be a
name
really
for you.
cool title, because that's important.
Yeah. Star Trek The Next Generation airs every weeknight right after this very show at 8 and 9 p.m. And Michael will be answering your questions later on the show, so call if you want to ask him something Klingon related. Now, still ahead, Sensei Peter Steves takes out the big guns. And by guns, we mean awesome samurai swords. And Chris Gore stops by for a little spot of tea and his weekly DVD roundup, DV Tuesday. All that and more right after this. Now it's time for our favorite spiky-haired movie geek and our favorite made-up day, DV Tuesday. Chris Gore is the only man for the job.
Here I am.
And you are here.
Ready to go.
Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's
We're
do it.
starting off with Lord of War, the 2-disc special edition.
Now, this film came out like at the end of the summer movie season in 05.
Kind of quietly.
Kind of quietly,
went.
yeah, snaked out, because it's not a typical, it's not an action movie, it's not a comedy, it's definitely a black comedy about the arms trade business. Nicolas Cage stars as this guy Yuri, he's this Russian who's an arms dealer, and it's written and directed by Andrew Nicole, who did a film called Gattaca, which is actually a really cool sci-fi movie from years back.
People love Gattaca or hate it,
Right.
but it's got the cult fans for sure.
But he also wrote Truman Show. So, in fact, I will say this about the film. It has one of the most bizarre opening title sequences as it follows a bullet from manufacturing to right into a child's head.
But opening sequence, beyond that,
Beyond that, here's what bugged me about the film. There's narration throughout the movie from beginning to end.
They have to
which
spell
got
it out
really
for you?
tiresome. I'm like thinking, when is the movie going to start? It worked for Raising Arizona, which was also a Nicolas Cage film. Did not work quite with this. And what I didn't like was I felt that the message of the film, which are guns bad, guns bad. I didn't need to see the film to know that
right.
illegal arms trade is bad.
You
so,
walked out knowing what you already came in knowing.
yeah, and the extras are kind of cool, but I expected a lot more from Andrew Nicole on the commentary, which was just talking about lighting and not.
I don't want to be
stuff.
presumptuous, Chris, but I think I know what you're going to say about the bottom line on this.
Yes, unfortunately, I'm telling you to pass. Because I care about this audience.
Shoot!
I care about the AOTS audience, the outs
You're
audience.
like the AOTS
Yes,
audience.
I care
know,
about,
so
yes.
You gotta
and
get
I
that
wouldn't-
acronym right.
I gotta recommend stuff that's good. I can't recommend it.
Chris, that's why we love you.
Yeah.
Moving on now, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Of course, this is the sequel to Resident Evil based on the hit video game. You know, I don't know. Raccoon City? It's one of those, sounds like a bizarre made-up name.
I like the name of it, I'll be
You like
honest
Raccoon
with you.
City?
I absolutely do.
Okay, well,
Raccoons are cute little cuddly furry friends of ours.
Mila Jovovich is back, and she's kicking ass and getting half naked in most of the scenes.
No, can't argue with that.
Can't argue with that, but you know, it's one of those things where this movie has two things going for it. These are the positives, okay? It's loud and dumb. So it definitely fulfills on that level. But I have to be honest, to me, the digital effects in this thing, I think, are weak from the standpoint of they just don't look real. It just looks fake.
When the video game is beating the movie effects, you know you've got a dud.
That's the thing. It's like, you know, I felt like I was more scared playing the video game because it was, you know, those around the corner jumps.
Sure.
Whereas you can see everything in this, and when she fights Nemesis at the end, I don't know if I'm giving anything away, but it's fairly accurate in terms of the
Ruined it
creature
for
design.
1,200.
But the one fun thing is on the commentary, because there's an actor commentary, Mila Jovovich talks about how they shot nights, and on the 111th shot of every shoot, they would break for beer and bratwurst.
Well, I like that.
Which I thought was kind of fun.
That sounds like a film crew
You know?
I'd like to hang out
So
with.
there's a lot of extras on this. A lot of extras. There's 3 commentaries.
Well, this sounds promising.
It's-
I feel like we're building up to a really good bottom line here.
It's packed to the gills with stuff, you know, for a single disc set. But I just have to say,
there's that but.
The but is, I think this is a pass.
Oh, ouch! That's gotta hurt.
Because the movie was just not. I thought the movie just.
It was loud and dumb, and that's all it had going
just
for it.
like plot things where you want to slap yourself on the side of the head and go, that's the, it's typical bump in the
Resident
night.
Evil, shame on you! All right, so let's move on now. Hopefully
moving
we'll
on.
have a little bit better luck with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the Bueller edition.
Now, of course,
I like saying that.
Ferris Bueller, classic teen movie from the 80s.
It's one of the best ever.
One of the
made.
best ever. I mean, and also, if you think about the theme of this film, which is, you know what? Just, you got to cut loose and you got to enjoy every day. The thing is this, the stuff on the disc, there's no commentary, which I was initially really upset by. But the behind-the-scenes stuff on this is amazing because they've got not only old interviews with Matthew Broderick and Alan Ruck and John
in love with
Hughes,
him.
but like new interviews that they did, where you can see that Matthew Broderick gained about 40 pounds. But what's cool is they really spend a lot of time. There's a documentary about Ben Stein where he talks about being recognized all the time. You know, the whole Bueller. He says it happens to him all the time, and he loves it. There's a lot of stuff in terms of the behind the scenes. They talk about who the original cast was going to be. John Cusack was originally going to be Ferris Bueller, which I think is interesting.
I mean, I love Cusack.
Right.
Also one of my favorite, actors from the 80s, but, Ferris Bueller is Ferris Bueller. So, all right, so you were initially a little concerned that there wouldn't be enough meat, but it sounds like it redeemed itself.
The thing,
Bueller.
It's a buy. It's a buy because they really went all out on the extras. I think, though, there might be another one coming later with commentary or something else. But this is one of those movies that every 10 years they'll release it on DVD, or maybe every 5 or every 2.
We got to buy, ladies and gents.
Yes.
The Bueller edition of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, Chris, before we head off to Sundance later this week,
yes, we're going.
I think you've got a little something extra that you wanted to show the kids.
Just
give them a little something to gnaw on until next week.
With my quick picks, this is for Tim Dahill in San Diego. This is the Hardcore Collection. Richard Kern. These are Super 8 underground films from New York.
What kind of hardcore material are we talking about?
Really, really hard to find. Just bizarre underground stuff that I'd rather not even talk about some of the stuff.
Okay.
But there's music
Loud
videos.
and clear, Chris.
Music videos by
Loud and
Sonic
clear.
Youth. Cool stuff. Lydia Lunch. Lots of great stuff.
Awesome.
Richard Kern, a filmmaker that you want to explore. Check it out.
All right, Chris. See you at Sundance. We'll party like rock stars.
I will meet you there. In the snow. Let's go!
Yeah! Visit filmthread.com or chrisgore.com if you've got a gore fever, and I know you do. You should see a doctor about that, though. It's kind of weird. Now stick around. There's lots more to come. Thrill as an adult video news convention gives our censors 2 heart attacks and a stroke. And Sensei Peter Steves will teach us about ancient Eastern martial arts. Then it totally cut things up to swords. So close. Please don't go anywhere.
Oh, I knew you'd come crawling back for more. And it's a good thing, too, or you'd miss a sneak preview of Sega's Full Auto for the Xbox 360. You'd also miss Will O'Neill making $12 the hard way at the Adult Video News Convention. And viewer calls for Star Trek actor Michael Dorn. That's all on the way, so stay tuned. Now, if you were to ask our next guest if he's got a pair of shoes to match his 4th-degree black belt, he'd likely ginsu your ass with a samurai sword. Please welcome Sensei Peter Steves, everybody. Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. I don't want to brag or anything, because really this is all about you and not so much about me. But when I was younger, I did a little bit of the martial arts.
Fantastic.
I took karate at the local mall across from the Orange Julius, and we advanced in rank the longer we stayed and the more money we paid. Is your style of fighting the same as that, or is there something different, maybe more traditional going on here?
Well, I will say it definitely cost me a lot, because I flew to Japan and lived in Japan for years. So,
okay.
It was definitely short.
So you weren't next to, like, the lens crafters? Or
Not quite, no. Ricefield.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Authentic, too. So yeah, you've been doing this for how long?
20-something-ish years, yeah.
And I know you're armed here. We'll get to that in a second. But you also teach hand-to-hand fighting as well, correct?
Quite a bit of it, actually.
So how do you define the style? I know you had some of your guys here earlier for a demonstration.
Sure did.
At your dojo, what's the style of karate, and what do you call it, and what does it entail?
So the Jinan-kan is a method of training that's been handed down for literally about 1,000 years.
Wow.
So if you were a samurai or a ninja back in the day,
Fighting in the fields of Narnia or the
you
forest.
got it exactly like that. This is the kind of stuff that they learned and that we now do here in Los Angeles.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And now, is this the type of stuff that we would see like in a mixed martial arts competition, or is it one of the styles?
Well, in that it is pretty applicable. It is similar, although certainly they don't deal with any weapons or that sort of situation.
Sure. Yeah, you walk into an octagon with something like that, chances are you're going to win within the first round. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What is this sword you have here? This isn't something that we'd get off. Like, I watch a lot of Knife Show and a lot of the QVC, and I see like like the dealer blowouts where, you know, they're going crazy. They're selling 14 of these for $12.
Well, let me say, those are great. In fact, you put them up on the wall and say, look at my pretty sword.
Right.
But kids do not take that out and hit anything with it, all right?
You'll probably just agitate the cat. You won't slice through it. They're probably not as sharp,
You're
right?
going to get some scratches back.
Of course. What makes this sword so special and different from like one of those?
A well-made, a properly made sword that you would get from Japan would actually be the way they would fold the metal and treat the metal and the temperatures they would use are all really precise.
Right.
Everything about the curvature of it and the sharpness of it and every little detail made the difference.
And how many humans
was on the line
it could
with
actually
this thing.
slice through at the same time?
They marked swords. If you take off the handle for some of the older swords, you'll see marks. This many bodies at one shot.
So let's say, so I know like my bargain blowout when there was 30 seconds left and I called in, like I said, I got 12 for $49.95.
Good price.
It was on the flex pay. You can't pass that up. But how much would, let's say, like a really well-made Japanese sword go for?
My first blade that I bought in Japan was about $3,000.
And how many marks did it have on the handle? Or did they not test it that way?
Well, you know, I try not to add too many.
All right, fair enough. I'd like to see you chop some stuff.
Okay.
I know you're a 4th degree black belt, but like a 7th degree watermelon assassin? I'm
They
told.
don't stand along around me.
Okay, well, we have one here set up, if you don't mind just giving it a good thwack.
I think we could do that.
I'm going to stand well out of your way,
Pardon me?
Peter. Yep, there we go.
All right, look out.
Let's see it.
Here it comes.
Oh! Nice. That was a clean cut. Good job, Peter. Now, I noticed, like, I just imagine going into a fit of blind rage at the watermelon and swinging wildly. You had some sort of technique there.
Well, you've got to be able to look the watermelon in the face.
Okay, just stare it down. Let it know you mean business.
You got it. So it looks scared. You see it quake a little bit.
I did.
You're
It's
ready.
quivering.
Bring your elbows together. Get your hips down so you're going to be nice and solid.
Get down low with the lumps.
Don't go swinging like crazy. Don't kill your buddies out the battlefield.
Gotcha. Don't take out the cameraman and the intern.
And then just squeeze it out so you've got good solid stroke all the way through it. You want to give it a shot?
If you actually want to put that sword in my hands, I think
I'm going to stand a little further back.
I would do that as well.
All right.
I'd love to
do
take
this
out
for me
that
when you give
watermelon.
it back.
All right.
Left hand, blade toward yourself so I can trust you. Hand it off.
Will do, sir. Thank you
All
for
right.
that. Thank you for that. I probably should have grabbed that with my right hand, but that's all right. I'm the one from the new school of sword technique. Is there anything I should yell? Is there like something to summon chi or karma or whatever it is that we do, or no? Should I just really just thwack away at it?
All in your mind. All in your
right.
mind.
Yeah.
Nicely
Thank you.
done.
Thank you. Thank you. You can see they were very impressed by that.
Wow.
Nice.
That was fantastic, actually.
Like I said, the Orange Julius, man. The guy at the Orange Julius taught me how to do that. It wasn't the
you could make
karate.
the juice now.
Yes, exactly.
This is how they do it.
It's a fun way to start off your morning, a little breakfast juice. All right, watermelon too easy for you. I mean, if I can do it, I'm sorry, I got to be honest. We need to up the ante here. This is vitamin D enhanced milk here. This expires around the 30th, but I want to take it out of its misery earlier. Do you think we could handle all four at the same time, Peter?
Well, I'm hoping they don't wobble off, but it'd be interesting
Don't
to
give them a
find
chance
out.
to. Just don't
All
give
right,
them a
guys,
chance.
Don't move.
I'm out of your way, Peter. Here we
Look
go.
out. This may get messy if it works.
I hope it does.
All right, well, look out.
Yes! Oh! That was... Oh, yeah, look at that. Chunks of the
Nice.
still beating heart
Nice.
from the milk. That's, I think the 30th is wrong. I'm going to go with that. All right.
That's, yeah.
Milk destroyed. We've got it. Now, we did say they literally tested swords by slicing through humans at one point, right?
They did.
Have you ever taken your sword through another man?
No, I have not, and I'm hoping not to.
Well, we could not convince one of our interns to sign
look
up
a little
for
wet
it.
there.
But we have the next best thing. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these here. How do we get this bad boy undone here? Let's just unwrap her like this is like a Christmas gift. I feel like a kid. Mom and Dad got me a pig from the butcher shop. Look at that. Oh, it's resounding.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds and feels quite real. I don't know, maybe a couple thwacks of the pig. Do you mind seeing if you can carve it up?
Well, it'll be a first.
Good.
For me and for this guy.
We're making television first.
But,
I'm out of your way,
here.
Peter. Let's see it.
Wow, that's a heck of a thing. Yeah, definitely look out. All
Go
right,
for it.
Let's give this a couple of shots.
Take it to it.
Here we go, guys. Sorry, Mr. Pig.
Oh! Oh, that does not look. Oh, wow. Oh, all right. Oh, that's.
One more shot.
That's not healthy. Oh! Wow. Yeah. That looks like leftovers from the dungeon in SF, actually. That's hot.
That's one. Swinging pig.
That's hot. Peter, thank you so much for coming on and demonstrating the skills and
Thank you.
slicing up a hog. Wow, martial arts. Hey, you know, it's more than just karate, kid. Huh? Learn all about it at JanenCon-LA.com, where Peter's got an ebook and plenty of info. Now, you auto stay tuned, because we're burning rubber with Sega's Full Auto. All right, let me slide on that one. All right, our writers did that. Plus, Will O'Neill will accept any opportunity to talk to porn stars, and you're going to see it next.
You're watching G4, America's #1 podcasted cable network.
All right, your elite Attack of the Show Strike Force worked long and hard to bring you all the newest and coolest gadgets from this year's CES. But nothing could have prepared us for what lay behind the green door at the nearby Adult Video News Convention.
I'm Will O'Neill.
And I'm John Walsh.
Here we are at the Adult Video News Expo.
And as you can see behind us, we wish we worked for a premium cable channel right now. So I'm here with Paul Fishbein, who's the president of the AVN. Paul, tell me about the organization. How long has this show been going on?
Well, this show's been going on about 7 or 8 years, but AVN has been around since 1983. It's the leading trade publication of the adult industry.
How many exhibitors do you have this year?
Over 300. And most of them are trade exhibitors, you know, who sell videos, sell DVDs, or sell novelties or products for video stores.
So I took a break from CES to come check out some of the gadgets at the AVN. And well, this one's a nice one. It's like a home juicer, if you will. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not working out at G4, so I'm going to try and find you some work in the porn biz.
That sounds like a great idea.
Soki, I'm trying to get my friend Will into the porn industry. Do you think he has any potential?
This is your friend, Will?
Yeah.
No.
Gee, I really miss that old tire swing down by the swimming hole.
Do you think he has any potential?
I don't know.
He can read and write.
He can read and write. But can he
I'm trying to get my friend Will here some work in the porn biz. Could you show him a few moves?
Sure.
Will, you taking notes?
Taking notes.
Bounce it. Yeah!
So, Devin, what brings you here today?
I don't know. I just wanted to see all the action, see what's going on. I'm here on vacation in Las Vegas, and I thought it'd be sweet to see some. I really like black chicks.
Yeah.
Lesbian action's great. You know, I love it all.
So, spending all this time at the AVN is wearing me out. I'm hungry. Is it time for lunch?
You know, folks, porn is more than just cracks and flaps. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that drives everything from production to e-commerce. So listen, Tober, I've been trying to get my friend Will started in the porn biz all day. Is there any chance you can help him out?
Yeah, I think we can help him out.
Seriously? Oh, man, that would be so great. Thanks so much. Will, just go with these guys. It's going to be cool, man. You're going to meet some people. It's going to be cool. You know, you really should start at the bottom and work your way up.
Oh, wow. So the prompter says that I'm supposed to say that I'm still picking pillow feathers out of my teeth, but that's not entirely true, so I'm not going to say that. Let's just move on. Can we just move on? So, Kevin, can you save me from this with some viewer mail?
No, let's take some calls, because really, they want to talk to you, Michael, if that's all right.
That's fine with me.
Let's open up the phone lines. We're going to bail Will out here. Matthew joins us on the phone from Port Orchard, Washington. Are you there?
Hello.
Matthew, how's it going, buddy?
Great. I'm a trucker, just to tell you, so.
Very nice. A trekker.
Yeah, one of those Star Trek fans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have a question, we'd love to hear it.
Oh, yeah. I have one of those. I was actually wondering if Mr. Dorn is going to do any more voiceovers in animation like he did on Nickelodeon Cartoon Network.
Yeah, you were in Gargoyles as well.
Gargoyles? In fact, all of us were in Gargoyles. Like 4 or 5 of the Next Generation cast members did Gargoyles. I mean, the producers were big fans of our show, so that's why they did it.
Very nice. Did you have a good time doing it? Like, was it a good experience
well,
for
you know, a voiceover is easy. Right. I mean, it's a very easy gig. I mean, you go in, you don't have to dress up, you don't have to even, you know, like have clothes on.
You show up in Birkenstocks and a wife beater and just kind of
don't
open
talk
up the
about
page.
my Birkenstocks. That's a secret. I didn't want anybody to know that.
But do you have any plans to do more? Would you ever?
Yeah, they call you periodically to do things. Last thing that I did on a regular basis was Duck Dodgers for Warner Brothers, which was great. I'm a big Warner Brothers cartoon fan, so that was an honor. And also, there's a movie called The Mobius Strip, which is coming out hopefully very soon. It's a big anime movie from Japan.
So there is upcoming anime with you.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yeah.
Good to know. We have one final question. Cool. Lucas is on the phone. Are you there, Lucas?
Yes, I am.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic.
Great.
Good. You have a question for Michael?
Yeah, I was wondering if he had any weird fan experiences that he wanted to share?
You couldn't possibly have any weird fan experiences.
Yes,
being
well,
from Star
actually,
Trek,
it has something to do with Birkenstocks, actually. But, no, actually, one of the, I'll never forget this. The fans are usually very cool and harmless. There's no big things going on, no stalkers or that type of thing. But one lady in a big convention said, Mr. Dorn, she was deadly serious. She goes, what does it feel like to be beamed?
Right.
And there was a silence.
Right, I bet there was.
And we told her to leave quietly. But yeah, it was that was the one that I just said, I'm sorry. I know that you love the show, but it's not real.
Right.
It really isn't. We don't get beamed.
Sure, but how does it actually feel though when you do? I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry. I thank you, though, for answering that question, for coming on. We appreciate it. If you have even a shred of humanity left, you're going to stay tuned. A live demo of Full Auto is coming up next. Stick around, folks.
Attack of the show, baby. Attack.
On the next attack of the show, it came from eBay explores the darkest depths of eBay auctions. Plus, the Lush discovers new lows in public televised drunkenness, and we expose horrifying uses for MS Paint as part of our user created. That's all on the next attack of the show. It'll be here shortly. Now, honestly, we offered to send a car, but Sega's Tim Ernst, he insisted on driving himself here to show off the new Smash 'em Up racing game Full Auto. And let's just say that the owner of the blue Lexus out front, not going to be happy about it. But we welcome them all the same. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for bringing your beauty and smashing the blue Lexus.
Hey, I left a note. I think that's going to cover me.
Yeah, totally. He's got Geico. He's fine. Full Auto. Is this Burnout? Is this Twisted Metal? I mean, and with all due respect, we've got 5,000 car games out there. Where is Full Auto fitting in?
Full Auto is cars plus weapons. We're our own genre, so we really think that, you know, comparing it to Need for Speed or Burnout or, you know, even Twisted Metal or Wipeout Pure, they're all their own beasts. And Full Auto really, since we don't simulate, since it's all physics simulation, it's all real.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that, because first of all, congratulations. It looks beautiful. And even before we get to the physics, like, do you guys realize you have a system seller in your hands?
Yeah, no, we couldn't be happier with the game. And even from the QA team, I've never seen people who are so excited just to play the team.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for the game that makes me want to go out and get my 360, and I've been waiting a little bit longer for this one. What happened with the delay there?
We basically took our time for polish. You know, we had an OXM demo that came out, and that's where the game was at the time when we were first slated to come out. But what was really important to us was to spend the time. You know, this is a new hardware, and make sure everything was the way we wanted it, and polish it up visually and gameplay.
I mean, it looks phenomenal. You've got the physics in there. Tell me about, you guys put a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of work into the physics. So tell me a little bit about what went into it.
There's nothing canned here. Like, it's all, you know, it's all procedural animation, and on top of that, you know, everything in the world is destructible. You just don't see that sort of thing anywhere. It's the most destructive game.
It's almost easy to forget that while you're driving around using boost at incredible speeds. That it's like, oh, you see those smokestacks in the distance? You want to shoot those? Yeah, let's watch them crumble down and slam on cars. I mean, and that's all real time. They won't break the same way twice, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Each little thing you hit it, and you're going to get a different reaction every time. And that's included the car crashes, which, you know, they can get a little canned, especially with some of the old gen, current gen.
I mean, it's phenomenal. Another feature, of course, with any racing game, there's nothing worse than barreling down the street, especially with machine guns, shooting your friends. You hit a pole or you clip a wall, and you're at a dead stop, and your experience is kind of over for a good 15 seconds. You guys put in an unwreck feature.
Yeah, we're not really about avoiding things, but there's always those situations in car games where you want to just rewind a little bit.
Sure.
And, you know, you get stuck in a lap, or you missed a shot. Well, you unwreck a little bit, move back in time, and do that over.
Now, I know you guys have multiplayer, and that's going to be a big part of the game. Is Unwreck going to be featured in multiplayer, or do you have to take something like that out because it'd just be really too hard to implement?
You know, Full Auto, trying to teach everybody like what Full Auto is kind of the direction that multiplayer is going. So Unwreck is not in it.
Okay.
But
what are the multiplayer features that we will have?
It's really a parallel of what's going on in single player. So you're going to have leaderboards. You're going to have circuit races, point-to-point races, down and backs. It's really just, it's a blow 'em up. It's shoot your friends.
I love it. What kind of cars and what kind of weapons do we have? I want to know what I can actually shoot my friend with.
We have 21 cars and over 33 different weapon sets.
Now, are these just different skins on the car, or do they actually handle different?
No, we have at least 2 skins per car, so it's 21 original cars.
Very nice.
They're all resembling something that you might know. So
that's all we need. I got to be honest. I don't care about the emblem on the grill. And what I don't care about as well, and I'm just being completely honest, in a game like this, the story. Tell me that there's not one.
No. Absolutely.
Thank you.
The stories are fun.
That's right, exactly. The story is you get to drive cars really fast and shoot your friends and watch pretty explosions. That's all I need. I'm reading that book.
Absolutely.
Tim, thank you so much for coming on and demoing it.
Thank you
Best
very
of luck
much.
on the game. I know you got a system stellar. I know you know it. So congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
Full Auto is in stores on Valentine's Day, appropriately enough. And if you just can't wait, you can check out Sega's Full Auto website at segalabs.com. But don't go surfing and browsing right now. We've got lots more show for you, including viewer mail and a fistful of chat questions next. Hey, guys and girls. All right, just the chicks. We have an official Attack of the Show MySpace page, and we're coming for you. That's right. Our super production assistant, Jeremy Hache, may be contacting some lovely ladies to see if you have what it takes to earn a special guest appearance right here on this very show. So check out our page and be on the lookout for Jeremy. Seriously, be aware, because he's creepy and sneaks up.
He also wears purple, tight-fitting suits.
On my
Bodysuit.
moblog, actually, I think there's a
Yeah.
picture of him wearing a purple unitard. It's a
It's
tight
pretty
one
hot.
piece.
It's
Yeah,
pretty hot.
yeah, really not good. You can see
Hot
that.
wasn't the first adjective that came to mind.
Well, it's more of a moose knuckle thing, but it's it's
whatever.
Yeah.
Different strokes.
IRC chat room.
Yeah, okay,
right.
let's take a question. Strikes with a Fist wants to know, if the hosts were on Lost, who would resort to cannibalism first?
Oh.
No,
me.
you know, I recently started eating meat again, but I'm still not into humans.
Into humans.
No?
Yeah, well.
Not yet. I'm going to take it slow. I don't want to get
how hungry you
indigestion.
get, though. I mean, but if you're like starving, you know.
It's an acquired taste.
And the big fat guys eating all the food. And
See, I don't care that they have all the food
berries.
stores. I don't care that they have all the food stores in the hatch. I'd still eat somebody.
I'd eat somebody too.
Yeah.
I'd eat that guy right there first.
Stop it. Your flattery's not going to get you anywhere,
Hey.
buddy.
A
It's not.
thigh
coming
or
for
a
you,
breast,
Kevin.
perhaps?
Probably.
Right.
Wow.
Young Fo wants to know, have any of the hosts ever taken Jimmy the Geek's advice and put some cash up against those odds?
You know, I haven't. I don't know if you guys have,
No,
but
no.
every week I say I'm going to because the guy is right often, and I just never have.
I think gambling is it's a slippery slope to destruction.
It is. But so is the
I
heroin.
don't recommend it.
So, I mean, which
And
one
the
are you
video
gonna
Heroin is fun, though.
That's right. That's right. And it's always a win-win. Just kidding, kids. My arms are
Don't do drugs.
Ow, we're done.
Don't do drugs.
We're done.
Thanks to our guests, Michael Dorn, Chris Gore, Tim Ernst, and Peter Steves.
All right.
Now, coming up next on Star Trek The Next Generation, as the Enterprise races to stop a growing galactic plague, Counselor Troy is impregnated by an alien being. Following Attack of the Show, Star Trek The Next Generation, every night at 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. right here on, where is it?
Oh,
G4.
That's right. It's where we work.
I was going to say.